Hey guys, so I'm here with episode 12 review of Shadowhunters, which was entitled Malik. That was the name of this episode. Um, so I believe we opened up with Clary and Luke, who were beside Jocelyn's body, um, and they're just talking, and then Alec comes in, and Clary and him exchange words, like you know, Clary basically is like, I know we don't get along, but thanks for um or no, it was Alec. Alec thanked Clary for saving Isabel, and yeah, they basically just said, yeah, we both don't get along with each other, but we're pretty much making peace. So that's what that was all about. And obviously, there's a lot of tension between Clary and Jace. Clary is like, let's talk about this, and Jace obviously doesn't want to talk about it. He's avoiding it. Um, so eventually, they start talking with Magnus. They meet up with Magnus at the Institute, and they figure that it was Ragnar Fell, or Ragnar, or I guess they figure that Ragnar Fell can help Jocelyn. Um, it seemed like they were talking about who was able to, or no, I honestly was confused about this whole thing, but they end up going to see Ragnar Fell, Magnus, Jason Clary, and these green flames shoot up, and Magnus is like, only the pure of heart can get through. So all three of them walk through, and then only Clary gets through for whatever reason. I honestly don't know. It might have been explained, but I don't know. Um, and beforehand, like Clary and Jace were going back and forth. Like Jace is like, well, Jocelyn didn't even care about me, and Clary's like, you don't even know her, and he's like, exactly. He's like, Maurice. They keep saying Maris, but I call her Maurice. Whatever. I call her Maurice. He kept saying that Maurice is his mother. And Magnus was just like, "Look, I left to get away from my own relationship drama, not to get a front seat to yours." Like that was pretty funny. Um, that was actually pretty funny. I actually kind of laughed at that, but yeah, so they go through the green flames, and Jace and Magnus don't get through for whatever reason. I don't know, but it's like there is a scene where Clary is just like looking for them, like she's like, Jace, Magnus, and then like she sees the house, and she's just like, Ragnar Fell. Like I don't like what was that? Like she gave up looking for them after like 5 seconds, and then she's just like, Ragnar Fell, and then that was kind of cheesy. But anyways, she runs to Ragnar Fell's house, and she's looking for him, and she finds out that he's hiding in the picture, so she like pulls him out, and it was kind of funny, I guess. But like he's like, nice, good job, like he's like, good job or whatever, finding me out basically. And the I honestly want to make an observation. The horns, like I know Ragnar Fell in the book, it says he has horns. I also believe, I think in the Infernal Devices it said that Ragnar Fell had like green skin and like white hair. Obviously here he didn't, but it doesn't really matter, I guess. But um uh but yeah, like she's talking, and then she's trying to ask him for help, and he keeps getting interrupted by someone. I'm guessing it's Magnus and Jace, but he has them, they're invisible, and then but she I don't I don't know what he did to them, but oh my god. Okay, so Clary is asking for help, and Ragnar Fell is just like, she's like, I'll do it. Like Clary's like, I'll do anything, and Ragnar's like, well, that's what I wanted to hear. So he snaps his fingers or something, and then Magnus and Jace come back, and eventually Ragnar, because she's like, can you really? Clary's like, can you really help? Awaken my mother, and then Ragnar Fell's like, well, only the Book of White can do that. Contains that type of magic, and obviously the Book of White from the books, it contains like really powerful spells. Um, But yeah, he goes back to get it, and I guess a Shax demon. That's what it's called, a Shax demon. Valentine sent a Shax demon, it just killed Ragnar Fell. And it was weird because it seemed really sudden. It seemed like really out of nowhere. I guess it was supposed to be shocking and surprising, but to me it just fell flat. But yeah, it killed him. Like it sliced his throat, and like did they did they even get the Book of White? Did he even have it? Or I thought he was going to get it, but then the demon killed him. I think Magnus. I don't know if I can't remember. I don't know if Magnus like got it or not. But anyways, they mentioned the Book of White, and that actually was from the book. So I'm glad that they mentioned the Book of White. Um, I think that's what it was called in the books. Correct me if I'm wrong. But so we come back from that. I believe before that, I mean, obviously Magnus is still, you know, telling Alec that he has a decision to make and that he still doesn't think that him marrying Lydia is the right decision. Um, Another thing I want to point out, Poland Bananas books. Some of you, most of you probably know about her, but she does the Shadowhunter reviews as well. She was talking about how Magnus wouldn't do this. Like, it was really kind of out of character, and I actually agree. Like, I feel like Magnus was almost like blackmailing him, and like he was. I don't feel like Magnus would do that. Like, I don't feel like he would be like that's because he was kind of acting kind of selfish. I don't think Magnus would do that, and plus, it doesn't seem like he would be that emotionally vulnerable. Like he wouldn't show his emotions that easily, or he wouldn't like. I don't know, but anyways, it doesn't matter, I guess. But I mean, it does matter, but it's the show. I mean, they changed shit, so like we can't do anything about it. But anyways, yeah. So uh, where uh where do we go after that? There was a lot of stuff. There was a lot of stuff in between. Isabel wants to throw Alec a bachelor party, and she goes to Simon for for advice on throwing a bachelor party, and Simon's just like, well, usually there's like strippers there, and then like it was really funny. Like Simon's just being funny as usual. He had a few moments in this episode where like he pretty much just stole the scenes. Like Alberto, I swear he is like one of the best things about this show. Like he is honestly one of the best actors on the show in my opinion. Even though he's like one of the least experienced, he's in my opinion one of the best actors on the show. He is absolutely nailing Simon's character. I love it. I really love it. But anyways, yeah, she goes to him for bachelor party advice. And he says, well, it's just friends getting together and letting each other know that they'll always be friends. And then Isabel's like, so um, bonding with the people that you're closest to, or something like that. And so then Alec and Jace, Isabel sends Jace down to Alec, and they kind of talk it out. They talk their problems out. Um, Alec is, Jace is just like, I know what you thought I was doing. Ugh. I know that you thought what I was doing was just because of me and just because of Clary. Basically they make up. They make, they bury the hatchet. They make, um, you know, Alec kind of talks to Jace about, how, it's like you follow the rules, but then your life gets changed and everything, and Alec is obviously like, can't, we're shadow hunters, we can't let emotions get in the way. And Jace is like, yeah, but you still have to stay true to yourself. And Alec is like, I am. So he's obviously still in denial. But because he doesn't want to do this, but he's making himself think that he wants to do this to get married to Lydia. So they have that moment, I guess, kind of. And also, another thing I want to mention earlier in the episode, when Clary and Jace did get back, now I remember, they got back to the Institute, and they're talking about who might have informed Valentine or something, and Valentine sent that Shax demon, and Jace is, like, automatically suspicious of Lydia, which, I mean, kind of makes sense, but, but that's not what I want to talk about. Before that, like, Isabel was like, you need to talk to Alec or something, and Jace is obviously, I mean, he was upset with Alec before they buried the hatchet, and Isabel's like, but he's your parabatai. Okay, that's what I want to talk about. It seems like every freaking episode we are constantly reminded that they are parabatai in some way or another. Like, it's either Jace saying, we're parabatai, or you're my parabatai, or someone else is saying, but they're parabatai. How many times do we need to get to be reminded? I'm pretty sure it has been sufficiently drilled into our head that they're parabatai. Can we please stop mentioning it every freaking episode, please? It's really starting to get annoying. But anyways, that's a minor gripe of mine. It gets really freaking annoying. It does. We know that they're parabatai. I think most of us know that by now. Please stop mentioning it every freaking episode, or multiple times an episode for that matter. But anyways, so eventually the wedding does happen. There and let's see. Yeah, the wedding does happen. Lydia, Alec is up there, and Alec asked if Jace would be his best man. So Jace said, obviously, yeah. He said it'd be an honor. So Jace and Alec up there. His parents, his mom says that she's proud of him for doing this. So that puts even more pressure on him, obviously. But so Lydia comes down, and just when they're exchanging runes, Magnus comes in and crashes the wedding, and his mom Maurice is just like, Magnus, you need to leave, and he's like, I'll leave if he wants me to. And then so Alec is obviously struggling, and he finally says, I can't do this, I can't do this, And it's weird because I thought Lydia would be like more upset about it, like she would be kind of upset that he was like just canceling right there on the spot, but she was just like, no, you know what, it's okay. You need to do what makes you happy. So I guess she's okay with it. Maybe not, but I really don't know, but like that was kind of weird. But anyways, Alec goes up the aisle and ends up making out with Magnus in front of everybody. And Jace's expression was kind of funny because it looked like he was smiling, but at the same time he was like laughing. And then like it was crazy. Like it was very much the City of Glass moment. I think us book readers, you remember that, the City of Glass moment where he just goes up to Magnus and like, kisses him in front of everybody. It was funny, and it was really funny in the books. But yeah, so that happens, and we come back from commercial. His parents are obviously not happy. They are pissed, especially the mother. And but Isabel's like, I'm really proud of you. And then Simon comes up and he's just like, oh my god, that was like he mentioned some movie, and he's like, you're Dustin Hoffman, and you were like, it was really funny. It was another Simon moment that he absolutely stole the scene. It was hilarious. Simon obviously stealing all these scenes. It was funny. And then Alec is like, who invited the vampire? And then Simon's just like, seriously? Like, it was funny. So then Clary goes to Jace and asks her, or not ask her, no. Clary goes to Jace and she's like, is Lydia, she asks if Lydia is okay, and Jace is like, yeah. And before that, Jace is like, well, she tells Lydia that you'll always have a place here. So Lydia just nods. She's not. I'm sure she's kind of disappointed what happened, but she goes, and Jace is finally just like, you know what, Clary, you're right. I can't shut you out. We should address this. And so I felt like that was kind of like it was resolved too soon. Like I wasn't thinking they were gonna drag it out for 5 episodes, but I feel like they should have kept the tension in there a little bit longer. But I don't know, it's whatever. But okay, you know what? This video is getting almost too long, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make this a 2-parter episode review. I'm sorry about that, but I'll make this a 2-parter review. I'm gonna have to talk about everything that happened in this episode, but this is part 1. I'll be back with part 2, so stay tuned, and I will talk to you guys in a few minutes. Peace.